What's up, what's happening, what is going on, Cantaloupes? It's a unique feeling for a sports fan. Not everybody gets to endure it, where you have a player who you think is going to lead your team, your favorite team, to a dynasty for many, many years to come, and then they left their team. Could you imagine if somebody like Tom Brady left the Patriots, some of the best dynasties, were never able to become a thing because their players were unloyal? I'm Mike Cantalupo, and today we present 10 teams who could have had a dynasty if their star player didn't leave. And a huge shout out to the loyal Philly fan for suggesting this video. Makes sense, loyal Philly fan talking about loyalty for your team. The Dallas Stars' Brett Hull. He had 741 career NHL goals. That's the fourth most ever. He had a Stanley Cup clinching goal for the Dallas Stars in '99. He helped them reach the finals in 2000. They fell 2 games short of a repeat, but then Hull signed with the Red Wings in 2001. He led them to a Stanley Cup in 2002. The Stars were still a powerhouse in the West, but never won another title. Imagine if Hull stayed there in his prime. That is a dynasty, especially if you just add the Red Wings championship. Oklahoma City Thunder, Kevin Durant. KD led OKC to 4 Western Conference Finals appearances and the 2012 NBA Finals. The Thunder fell 1 game short of beating the 73-win Warriors in 2016. Then, we know the story, he left and signed with those Golden State Warriors and ruining OKC's chances. But, no. Kevin Durant ruined basketball forever. He could have created something great in OKC. The Minnesota Vikings, FRAN Tarkenton. He was a 9-time Pro Bowl quarterback and is currently a Pro Football Hall of Famer. He played with the Vikings from 1961 to 1966. Then he was traded to the Giants in 1967. Tarkenton played with the Giants until 71. Now the Vikings, they lost to the Chiefs in Super Bowl IV. That's when Tarkenton was a Giant. One and done in 68, 70, and 71 in the playoffs. Tarkenton then returned to Minnesota in 1972. He guided them to 3 Super Bowl appearances, but lost them all. What if he stayed in Minnesota the whole time, though? Maybe they would have won 2 or 3 rings. Maybe that chemistry would have grown. Maybe those players would be playing together and would have rings on their fingers to talk about it. The Phoenix Suns, Charles Barkley. Barkley played 4 seasons with the Suns, from 92 to 93, and then again from 95 to 96. Barkley and the Suns lost to the Bulls in the 93 NBA Finals, then they reached the playoffs the next 3 years. But then he was traded to the Rockets after the 95-96 campaign. The Suns remained a consistent playoff team, but they failed to replace that ultra-elite talent that Charles Barkley had. What if he did stick around? He, Jason Kidd, Danny Manning, and Steve Nash could have formed a dynasty together. Those are a lot of really good names. The Seattle Mariners, Ken Griffey Jr. He played with the Mariners from 89 to 99, 13-time All-Star, 630 career home runs, and an obvious Baseball Hall of Famer. Griffey led the Mariners to the 95 and 97 playoffs. He wanted to live in Cincinnati, though, so he was traded to the Reds before the 2000 season. The Mariners would reach the 2000 and 2001 ALCS. They lost to the Yanks both times. They won 93 games in 2002 and 2003, but they missed the playoffs. If Griffey stayed, he and Edgar Martinez and Ichiro in the same exact lineup, it could have been a dynasty if he stayed healthy on top of all of that. The Miami Heat, LeBron James. LeBron left the Cavaliers, joined the Heat in 2010. He joined Chris Bosh. Dwayne Wade took his talents to South Beach. 4 straight NBA Finals appearances. He won it all in 2012 and 2013. But then LeBron left after the Spurs beat the Heat in the 2014 Finals. He won a championship for his hometown Cavs in 2016. But if he stayed in Miami for another year or two, they easily could have won another ring, and that would have put them to that dynasty status. The Philadelphia Eagles, Reggie White, 13-time Pro Bowl defensive end and an obvious Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players ever. Top 10, I would say. He played with the Eagles from 85 to 92. Then he signed with the Packers in 1993. He led them to a Super Bowl 31 championship. The Eagles never replaced that void, obviously. They made the playoffs in 95 and 96, but what if they kept White? The Packers would have been less dominant, but maybe White leads the Eagles to some Super Bowls. He, on defense, Donovan McNabb, On offense, that could have been a super team. The Montreal Canadiens, Patrick Roy, probably the best goalie in NHL history. He brought the Stanley Cup back to Montreal in 86 and 93. One more title would have made them a dynasty, but the Habs lost 11-1 at home against the Red Wings in December 1995. Roy was booed by fans, and then he told them that that was the last game he would ever play in Montreal. He was traded to Colorado in an extremely lopsided trade. Roy would win the cup with Colorado in 96 and then 2001, and Montreal has not recovered since the trade. Imagine if they kept Roy. Imagine they did not boo. Cincinnati Reds, Christy Mathewson, the best pitcher in MLB history that you may have never heard of. He's a two-time Triple Crown winner, which means he was a great batter on top of a great pitcher. Four-time NL wins leader, five-time NL ERA and strikeouts leader, 373 career wins. The Reds ended up trading Mathewson to the New York Giants in 1900. Yes, we're old here. Mathewson was a once-in-a-lifetime player. He led the Giants to the 1905 World Series. Imagine if the Reds kept him. They would have had a dynasty in the 1900s and 1910s. Now, you may say, okay, that's a really long time ago, but look at when the Yankees started. Orlando Magic, Shaquille O'Neal. He was drafted first overall by the Magic in 1992. He played his first 4 seasons there and got them to the 95 NBA Finals. They were swept by the Rockets, but still, he led them to the 96 Eastern Conference Finals, where they were swept by the Bulls, but still. He then signed a 7-year, $121 million deal with the Lakers in 96. You know the rest. The Magic were mediocre constantly. After that, Kobe and Shaq formed a Lakers dynasty instead. The Bulls dynasty was nearing its end by the time that Shaq left, so he and Orlando would have ran the East for plenty of years, but instead the Shaq dynasty was built in LA. What other teams could have been a dynasty if their star player didn't leave? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button. Until next time, I'm Mike Cantalupo. Thanks for watching.
My knee.